with Confidence with Ale.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Speaking with Confidence, your hour to practice English until you can speak with confidence every day. And I want to ask you a question. Have you ever stayed in a situation even when you knew it didn't feel right? Has that ever happened to you? I'll ask again. Have you ever stayed in a situation and even if you knew it didn't feel right? Not really because you didn't notice it, but and not because you didn't understand it, but because maybe it felt too uncomfortable to leave. Listen to that. Too uncomfortable to leave. Or you didn't feel confident enough to say anything. You didn't feel confident enough to say anything. And well, the situation doesn't necessarily have to be something big or important. Sometimes it's something really small. For example, a conversation that is going on for too long and you just want it to end, but you can't, so you end up staying and listening, or maybe a plan you don't even want to be part of, but you're already there, so you kind of stay. And then there's this moment when you think, oh, I should say something, but then you don't. And then what happens? You end up staying. And as I said before, not because it's right, but because leaving is harder. Saying enough is hard. So has that ever happened to you? Sometimes it could feel, or you can feel, too awkward to stop it. Te sientes muy extraña, muy incómoda de tener esa situación en la que no te sientes cómoda o cómodo. O a lo mejor piensas que es demasiado pronto para reaccionar y prefieres quedarte ahí, aunque no estés cómoda o cómodo en esa situación. Y finalmente terminas diciéndote, no pasa nada, no está tan mal esta cosa, esta situación. But at the same time, you already know. Something inside you already knows. And you say, this is too much for me, or this is not right enough to continue. And this is where it gets interesting, because in those moments, the problem is not always the situation itself, right? No siempre es la situación en sí. But it's the space between what you feel and what you actually do. Es ese espacio entre cómo te sientes y lo que terminas haciendo. And today, we're going to build the language to talk about that space. That space where you say, or where you feel, something is too much. Or when you're not ready enough to leave, to stop, to end it. And when something simply doesn't feel right for you. Alrededor de estas situaciones es que vamos a construir el lenguaje el día de hoy, cuando algo es demasiado para ti, o cuando a lo mejor no te sientes lo suficientemente lista o listo para hacerte a un lado, salirte de esa situación, o también cuando simplemente sientes que no es lo correcto para ti, no es el momento para ti, no es la situación para ti, no se siente bien. Pero ahí sucede que no siempre todo es claro. Not everything is clear, or clarity is not loud enough. No es lo suficientemente grande o visible para poderlo notar. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. All right, so question for you before we begin. What makes you stay when you already know something doesn't feel right? What makes you stay when you already know something doesn't feel right? ¿Qué hace que te quedes allí? Aún sabiendo que no estás bien, que no te sientes bien. ¿Qué hace que te quedes allí? All right, so having said that, while you think about that, mientras piensas en eso, get ready, get comfortable, and let's begin our conversation. Useful words. So before we go any deeper into our topic, as always, let's build a vocabulary you need to talk about these moments clearly. And especially because you know when something doesn't feel right, it's not easy to explain why. No siempre es fácil poner en palabras cuando algo no se siente bien, no estás cómodo o cómoda con eso. Sometimes you just feel uncomfortable, te sientes incómodo, te sientes inseguro, insecure, or unsure, además no estás seguro de lo que piensas o de lo que sientes, dudas, o simplemente no estás listo porque no hay claridad. So, these words are going to help us express, maybe name that feeling with confidence. So, word number 1 today is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. And this is an adjective. And what does it mean? Well, it means you're not feeling good or you're not feeling relaxed. You're feeling quite the opposite, uncomfortable. And in Spanish, incómodo. And the spelling is like this: UNCOMFORTABLE. Pero no se pronuncian todas las letras de esta palabra. Por ejemplo, no diríamos uncomfortable, sino más bien lo usual es pronunciarla de esta manera: uncomfortable, incómodo. So I feel uncomfortable in that situation. I feel uncomfortable in that situation. Word number 2 is unsure. Unsure. And this is also an adjective. And what does it mean? It means you're not certain or you're not confident. You're not feeling this. You're not feeling certainty or confidence. Right? You are, in fact, feeling unsure. And in Spanish, this would be inseguro o no estar seguro. She feels unsure about her decision. She feels unsure about her decision. Word number 3 is ready. Ready. And you know this word. This is also an adjective, and it means to be prepared for something. To be prepared for something. And in Spanish, this would be listo o preparado o preparada. Ready. So, for example, we can say, I'm not ready for that conversation. I'm not ready for that conversation. All right. Word number 4 is awkward. Awkward. And this is spelled like this: AWKWARD. Awkward. And this is also an adjective, and it means to have or to feel or to be uncomfortable socially, to feel strange, incómodo, raro, descolocado. Awkward, cuando algo se siente así, cuando algo es extraño o incómodo socialmente, ¿no? Socialmente. So, for example, that moment felt awkward. That moment felt awkward. Ese momento se sintió un poco extraño o incómodo. All right. Next word is confident, and you know this one very well. This is an adjective, and it means feeling sure about yourself. Feeling sure about yourself. And in Spanish, the translation is seguro o confiado. Confident. Confident. He sounds confident when he speaks. He sounds confident when he speaks. Very good. Our next word is stuck. Stuck. And I'll spell that for you. S-T-U-C-K. And this is an adjective, and it means to be unable to move, or also to the side. You can feel stuck. And the equivalent to this would be bloqueado o atascado. Unable to move or decide. I felt stuck and didn't know what to do. I felt stuck and didn't know what to do. Very good. And another word, and this is a phrasal verb, hold back. To hold back. Hold is the verb, back is the particle. Hold back. And to hold back is to stop yourself from saying or doing something. To stop yourself from saying or doing something. You hold back, contenerse, no decir o hacer algo, contenerse. So she held back her opinion. She held back her opinion. And our last word today is realize. Realize, and this is a verb. And to realize means to understand something clearly. Darse cuenta. Darse cuenta. Understand something clearly. And I can say, I realized something wasn't right. I realized something wasn't right. So there you go, our 8 words for today. And as always, we are going to go ahead and repeat the words. And please say them out loud as you listen to them. Uncomfortable. Unsure. Ready. Awkward. Confident. Stuck. Hold back. And realize. Realize. Very good. So, let's translate the words. If I say incómodo or raro, you would say awkward. Awkward. Very good. Si te digo no estar seguro o inseguro, unsure. Very good. Darse cuenta. Darse cuenta. Realize. Realize, to realize. Seguro, confiado. Confident. Confident. Very good. How about bloqueado or atascado? Stuck. Excellent. Don't forget to pronounce the S while you say this word, stuck. All right? Listo, preparado. Ready. And I think one more, incómodo. No, we did say that. Incómodo, we said awkward. And contenerse o no hacer o no decir algo, contenerse. To hold back. Hold back. Very good. And that's it. So one more time, uncomfortable, incómodo, unsure, inseguro, ready, listo, awkward, incómodo o raro, confident, seguro o confiado, stuck, bloqueado o atascado, hold back, contenerse y realize, darse cuenta. So here's a fact before we move into the practice of our words, you maybe realize, aquí utilizamos nuestra palabra, a lo mejor te has dado cuenta que algunas veces, o muchas veces, si pones atención a tu cuerpo, el cuerpo entiende lo que pasa a tu alrededor antes que tu cerebro. Es decir, tu cuerpo siente lo que sucede antes de que esta información llegue a ser racionalmente procesada en tu cerebro. So, your body understands a situation before your mind does. Why? ¿Por qué? Porque justamente tenemos todas estas sensaciones de incomodidad, tensión, de que algo no está del todo bien, algo no está bien, se siente esta incomodidad, esta rareza en el ambiente, etc. Y todo eso son sensaciones que pasan por nuestros sentidos, intuimos algo, pero no tenemos la claridad de lo que está sucediendo. And as I said, you feel uncomfortable or you feel tense or the tension around you, and you feel maybe something is slightly off. Algo no está encajando bien, algo desencaja. And so before you are able to explain it, you already know something is not right. You just don't rationally know what it is. Pero tu cuerpo lo intuye, ya lo intuyes, ya lo sientes. So this is connected to how the brain processes signals quickly before we have the words to describe them. Sucede que nosotros o el cerebro no tenemos las palabras en realidad rápidamente como para poder describir lo que está sucediendo, pero ya vivimos todas estas sensaciones y sabemos que algo no está bien, right? So even if you can't explain it yet, you already know something is not right. All right, so for example, when you feel stuck or you hold back, it doesn't always mean that it's confusion, right? If you hold back, si te contienes por alguna razón, algún motivo, you could call it intuition, you could call it whatever you want, maybe awareness, but the truth is that we can't put it into words at the moment. En ese momento no podemos poner en palabras lo que estamos sintiendo. Son puras sensaciones que no pueden ser expresadas en palabras aún. And that's it. So having said that, let's go ahead and practice with our vocabulary today. So what we're going to do is just check the definitions of these words, as always, and I'll give you 3 options. Listen to this. You feel strange and not relaxed in a situation. You feel strange and not relaxed in a situation. So, what can this be? Am I describing confident, uncomfortable, or ready? And I'll say it again. You feel strange and not relaxed in a situation. And the answer is uncomfortable, because you're not feeling good, you're not feeling at ease, no te sientes bien. So you feel strange, and because of that, the word is uncomfortable. Very good. Next one, listen to this. You stop yourself from saying something you want to say. You stop yourself from saying something you want to say. So what are you doing? Or what is this? What word am I describing? Am I describing stuck? Am I describing hold back? Or am I describing realize? So you stop yourself from saying something you want to say, and the right answer is hold back, because in that moment you don't express what you're feeling, so you hold back, te contienes. Very good. Next one, listen to this. You understand something clearly, often suddenly. You understand something clearly, and when this happens, it happens, it suddenly happens. So what am I describing? Unsure, realize, or awkward. So you understand something, but the way you understood just happened in a moment, in a quick moment, suddenly. And is it unsure? Is it realize? Or is it awkward? Cuando las cosas toman sentido de pronto, es que you would use this word, realize. Darte cuenta, right? To become aware of something. All right, next one. You don't know what to do or how to act. You don't know what to do or how to act. Am I describing confident? Am I describing stuck? Or am I describing ready? You don't know what to do or how to act. And if you said stuck, you are correct. So you're stuck, no movement, no decision. You don't, you can't decide, you can't talk, you can say, you can't move. So in that moment, you're stuck. All right, very good. Next one, listen to this. You are not certain about a decision or situation. You're not certain about a decision or a situation. So am I describing hold back? Am I describing awkward or unsure? And if you're not certain about something, you're not certain about a situation or about a decision, then that means you are feeling unsure. All right, let's keep on working. One more. This could be a situation that feels strange or uncomfortable. This could be a social situation that feels strange or uncomfortable. So, am I describing confident? Am I describing ready or awkward? And the answer is awkward, because you are feeling precisely that, uncomfortable or strange, algo fuera de lugar o incómodo o extraño, and that is when something is awkward. All right, we're going to move on to our next exercise. Now that we've got definitions clear, let's put them in context. So once again, I'm going to say a sentence and you complete the sentence by choosing one of the options that I give you. All right, so pay attention, listen to this. I wanted to say something, but I decided to. I wanted to say something, but I decided to. And feel ready, hold back, or realize. Feel ready, hold back, or realize. I wanted to say something, but I decided to hold back. Very good if that's what you said. So you stopped yourself from speaking. You wanted to say something, but you stopped yourself. So what you did there is you held back. All right, very good. Next one, I felt something there, so I didn't continue the conversation. I felt, so I didn't continue the conversation. So how do you think this person felt? Did they felt confident? Did they feel uncomfortable? Did they feel confident, or did they feel ready? I felt something, so I didn't continue the conversation. And if you said uncomfortable, then you are correct. I felt uncomfortable, so I didn't continue the conversation. All right, very good. Let's do another one. She looked something like she didn't know what to say. She looked something there like she didn't know what to say. So she looked what? Stuck, unsure, or confident? And I would say unsure. She looked unsure, like she didn't know what to say. All right, very good. And the last one, that silence was really, and we've got 3 options, awkward, ready, or realize. That silence was really awkward. That silence was really awkward. All right, so there we go. We practiced with our 8 words. We're going to take a short break right here, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we are going to work on a structure that helps you express something very important. Too much or not ready enough. All right, I'll see you in just 4 minutes.
Esto lo que oyes.
You're listening to the right radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio. You're listening to Vaughan Radio.
El inglés que necesitas ahora por mucho menos. Llega al outlet de Vaughan con libros y cursos de autoestudio que siguen más vigente que nunca.
Objetivo Inglés, Vaughan Certified completo, Speak English Now e Inglés en 10 pasos.
Además, libros desde €1.
Novelas con audio desde $3.50.
Libros infantiles desde €3.
Y mucho más.
Entra en vaughantienda.com.
Vaughan Outlet, aprende más,
pagando menos hasta agotar existencias.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps, con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles donde aprenderán a resolver situaciones cotidianas en inglés sin darse cuenta. Más de 3.000 niños viven nuestras inversiones cada año. Encuentra tu mejor Summer Camp sin salir de España. Contrata tu mejor camp.
Come to learn with us at Vaughan.
¿Te apuntas?
¿Quieres mejorar tu inglés sin complicaciones? Vaughan Inglés 4.0 es el curso de inglés más completo en formato audio, con casi 600 clases desde 0 hasta nivel avanzado. Paso a paso, donde y cuando quieras. Claro, práctico y eficaz. Gramática, vocabulario, pronunciación y sobre todo, resultados. Busca nuestro podcast Vaughan Inglés 4.0 en iVoox.
Encuentra todos los libros de nuestros presentadores de radio en las tiendas Vaughan. Nosotros te ayudamos a encontrar el libro perfecto para ti, para todos los niveles y edades. También encontrarás libros de alemán, francés y mucho más. Estamos en calle Orense 75, en Madrid, o en nuestras 6 delegaciones por España. Ven a vernos o visita vaughantienda.com. Vaughan, learn English.
Estas vacaciones, haz un viaje para tu inglés. Con los cursos intensivos semanales de Vaughan, mejora tu inglés durante cualquier periodo vacacional. Navidad, Semana Santa, verano, tú decides cuándo. Una semana para mejorar tu fluidez. Gana confianza al hablar. Aprovecha tu tiempo libre al máximo. Y lo mejor es que puedes reservar tu curso desde ya para asegurarte tu plaza en el momento que prefieras. No dejes pasar la oportunidad de avanzar en tu inglés estas vacaciones. Entra en grupovaughan.com/intensivos y contrata tu semana intensiva hoy mismo, porque tu inglés también merece unas vacaciones.
En Vaughan Town hay un antes y un después. El antes es inseguridad, titubeo, fastidio. El después es confianza, convicción y arrojo. Y esto en solo 6 días.
El mayor ambiente lingüístico jamás creado, con la mayor variedad de acentos nativos nunca antes reunidos. Vaughan Town, el pueblo anglo de Vaughan. Vaughan Town. Rechaza imitaciones. Infórmate en el 911-335833.
Vaughan Town. Cambia tu inglés ya.
Aprender inglés nunca fue tan fácil. Vaughan Talkmaster está siempre contigo, en el metro, en casa o en el trabajo. Practica donde quieras, cuando quieras, desde entrevistas hasta negociaciones. Mejora tu inglés con nuestra inteligencia artificial adaptativa. Entra en talkmaster.es, descarga la app y prueba gratis durante una semana. Tú decides cómo y cuándo mejorar.
Vaughan Radio Madrid, 100.4 FM.
Speaking with Confidence with Ale.
And welcome back. This is Speaking with Confidence. I'm Ale. And today we've been talking about those moments in which you don't feel comfortable or something doesn't feel right. But despite this, you end up staying or you end up feeling this way because you are not sure that you can put a stop to it, or you can't leave. It's not the right moment. That's what we've been talking about before the break. And we said that maybe this is because something can be, or you can feel too uncomfortable to leave. It's not the right time. It's too soon to leave, and that's why you just simply stay where you don't want to stay, or you don't feel, as I said before, comfortable enough to act or to say something or to do something. And again, you end up staying in a place you don't want to stay, or listening to a conversation you don't want to listen to, or doing something you don't want to do because it's just not right for you at that moment. So now let's give you the structure to express that clearly. We're going to work on today's grammar is going to be to and enough. To and enough. So let's begin with the first one. When do we use these structures? We use these structures when we want to talk about limits, about ability, and about readiness. In today's context, because these are used in different contexts as well, for many different reasons or situations, you can use these structures, but in today's context, we're going to use them when we want to talk about limits, ability, or readiness. So, for example, let's begin with the first one, to. To. When do we use to? To, T-O-O, means demasiado. Cuando algo es demasiado, cuando hay algo de más. So something is more than you want. This is when something is more than you want. That would be a negative feeling. Cuando algo es demasiado, pero demasiado en sentido negativo al punto que se convierte en un problema. For example, I can use it like this. It's too stressful to continue. Es demasiado estresante para continuar. Or we can also say, I was too tired to respond. Estaba demasiado cansado para responder. So we're using it like this to express that there's a negative result because this is just demasiado. It's too much of it. Hay demasiado de eso. Y ese demasiado te genera conflicto, te genera problema. Okay, so that's how we're going to use this. Remember that today we're talking about limits, we're talking about readiness. This is the context that we're using these words, in which we are using these words. The next one is enough. These two usually come in together. To and enough. Enough is the other one. And what does this mean? It means suficiente, right? Suficiente. And this could be expressed in a positive way or used in a positive way or in a negative way. For example, I can say she is confident enough to speak. She's confident enough to speak. Es lo suficientemente segura para hablar. Es lo suficientemente segura para hablar. This is a positive information, right? But we can also use it the other way around. For example, I'm not calm enough to explain this. I'm not calm enough to explain this. No estoy lo suficientemente tranquila o tranquilo para explicar esto. Tiene una connotación más negativa. ¿De acuerdo? Entonces, she is confident enough to speak, una connotación positiva. Y I'm not calm enough to explain this, una connotación negativa. All right? Sin embargo, el significado es suficiente. Enough. Enough. Es suficiente. All right, so we're going to use, how do we put them in the structure? The structure with the first one with to goes like this. To plus the adjective and then the verb. So I'll say again, to, adjective and a verb. Too late to call. So the infinitive. Too late to call. Or too difficult is our adjective. To explain is our infinitive verb. All right. And what about enough? Same structure. Adjective, then our word enough, and the verb. To and a verb. Strong enough to continue, or clear enough to understand. So remember, in the first one, the adjective is in the middle between to and the verb. Está al medio entre el to, demasiado, y el verbo. En cambio, en enough, el adjetivo está antes de esta palabra. Adjective, enough, and the verb. Strong enough to continue. So, el orden del adjetivo cambia dependiendo de cuál de las dos estructuras utilices. Okay? That's important to know. So when do we use each? We use to when we, for example, we can't do something. In this context, for example, it's too noisy to think. No puedes pensar porque hay demasiado ruido. It's too noisy to think, right? And we use enough when you can or you can't do something, depending on the sentence. For example, he's experienced enough to manage it. He's experienced enough to manage it. Tiene la suficiente experiencia como para poder manejarlo. All right. En esta oración estamos expresando una connotación más positiva. Tiene una connotación positiva. All right. So let's go ahead and listen to these ideas. We're connecting them to today's topic. It was too uncomfortable to speak honestly. It was too uncomfortable to speak honestly. This is describing a situation that doesn't feel right. It was too uncomfortable to speak honestly. Esto es lo que podrías decir si te encuentras en una situación así. Another one, I wasn't confident enough to stop the conversation. I wasn't confident enough to stop the conversation. No estaba lo suficientemente segura o confiada como para detener la conversación. I wasn't confident enough to stop the conversation. Aquí tiene una connotación más negativa por la sensación que expresa. It felt too strange to say no. It felt too strange to say no. And I wasn't ready enough to leave at the moment. I wasn't ready enough to leave at that moment. All right, so we are going to go ahead and practice with all these words, with both structures. Okay, we're going to connect everything. So remember the structure, to and enough. And we're also going to use the vocabulary that we learned earlier: uncomfortable, unsure, stuck, hold back, and so on. So let's begin with something easy. Let's start with a translation. And listen to this. Era demasiado tarde para cambiar la decisión. Era demasiado tarde para cambiar la decisión. Así que cuando estamos hablando de demasiado, cuando algo es demasiado, we say, it was too late to change the decision. It was too late to change the decision. Very good. Let's try another one. Me sentía lo suficientemente seguro para hacer una pregunta. Voy a cambiar. No me sentía lo suficientemente seguro para hacer una pregunta. So then, suficiente. Aquí estamos utilizando la otra palabra. No me sentía lo suficientemente seguro para hacer una pregunta. I didn't feel confident enough. Acordarse, el adjetivo viene antes. Confident enough to ask a question. I didn't feel confident enough to ask a question. Let's try again with the other structure. Era demasiado incómodo continuar la conversación. Era demasiado incómodo continuar la conversación. You ready? It was too uncomfortable to continue the conversation. Aquí el adjetivo viene después de demasiado, de too. It was too uncomfortable to continue the conversation. Okay, let's practice once again with the other one. Listen to this. No estaba lo suficientemente preparado para responder en ese momento. No estaba lo suficientemente preparado para responder en ese momento. Suficiente, suficientemente. Enough, right? So, I wasn't ready enough. Adjetivo primero. I wasn't ready enough to respond at that moment. I wasn't ready enough to respond at that moment. Entonces tienes que acordarte que el adjetivo viene antes que enough. Y el adjetivo viene después de to. So listen to this. Era demasiado difícil ignorar la situación. Era demasiado difícil ignorar la situación. So, it was too difficult to ignore the situation. It was too difficult to ignore the situation. All right, very good. So, last one. Y let's practice with the last one. Listen to this. No se sentía lo suficientemente tranquilo para explicar lo que pensaba. No se sentía lo suficientemente tranquilo para explicar lo que pensaba. So, she didn't feel suficiente, enough, right? She didn't feel calm enough to explain what they thought. She didn't feel calm enough to explain what they thought. Very good. All right. That was perfect. That was good practice. Now we're going to move on to something else. We are going to choose the correct meaning. Vamos a escoger el significado correcto. So listen to this. For example, I'm going to say, I feel too uncomfortable to say anything. ¿Qué estoy diciendo? I felt too uncomfortable to say anything. Am I saying I spoke clearly? Am I saying I didn't say anything? Or am I saying I asked a question? ¿Cuál es el sentido de esta oración? I felt too uncomfortable to say anything. And I'll say the options again. I spoke clearly. I didn't say anything. Or I asked a question. If I felt too uncomfortable to say anything, then that means I didn't say anything. No dije nada. Why? Because I felt too uncomfortable. All right, very good. So let's do another one. She was confident enough to give her opinion. Sorry, I'm going to change that. She wasn't confident enough to give her opinion. What am I saying? She shared her opinion, she stayed quiet, or she changed the topic. So she wasn't confident enough to give her opinion. That means that she stayed quiet. Very good. She stayed quiet. Why? Because not enough confidence. The result of that in this sentence is that there is no action. She stayed quiet because there was no confidence, right? At least not enough of it. All right, let's move on to the next one. The moment was too awkward to continue. The moment was too awkward to continue. And what am I saying? In other words, am I saying they kept talking, or they stopped the interaction, or they laughed? So I'll say this one more time. The moment was too awkward to continue, which is our useful word, awkward. And what did it mean? Incómodo, fundamentalmente incómodo, raro, extraño. So the moment was too awkward, demasiado incómodo to continue. So what am I saying? In other words, they kept talking, they stopped the interaction, or they laughed. Well, if the moment was too awkward to continue, that means they stopped, right? So too awkward was the result of that. It stops the situation. Too awkward to continue. So they stopped the interaction. Dejaron de interactuar porque era demasiado incómodo. All right, let's do another one. She wasn't ready enough to respond. She wasn't ready enough to respond. So what am I saying? In other words, he answered quickly, or he didn't respond yet, or he explained everything. So which one do you think it is? He wasn't ready enough to respond. So did he respond? No, he didn't. Why? Because he was not ready enough. So then the right answer is he didn't respond yet. No respondió aún. No estaba listo, so he didn't respond yet. All right, very good. And let's try one more time. I felt too stuck to make a decision. I felt too stuck to make a decision. And which one here is our useful word today? I felt too stuck to make a decision, and stuck is our useful word. Stuck, we said it meant that you cannot move. Estás como atascado, bloqueado. So I felt too stuck to make a decision. What am I saying if I'm too stuck? I decided immediately. I couldn't decide, or I asked for help. Remember, stuck means no movement. And if you feel too much of it, too stuck, then it means that you can't decide. So I couldn't decide. I'm saying that. In other words, I'm saying I couldn't decide. If I felt too stuck to make a decision, that means I couldn't decide. And the last one, you weren't calm enough to talk about it. You weren't calm enough to talk about it. And what am I saying? They weren't calm enough to talk about it. Does that mean that they discussed it calmly? Or they avoided the conversation? Or they solved the problem? If they weren't calm enough to talk about it, then that means they stopped. They didn't even start the conversation. So they avoided the conversation, right? It wasn't discussed calmly, or the problem was not solved. They just simply avoided the conversation. Why? Because they weren't calm enough. Not calm, and for something or someone or for the situation, or for them not to be calm resulted in a no conversation. All right, and we're going to move on to one more exercise. Let's try to do something different. We're going to build a sentence. I'm going to give you 4 words or 4 pieces of information, and you put the sentence together. You build it, okay? You build it. All right, so the first one is I. Word number 2, feel. Word number 3, stay. And word number 4, uncomfortable. I feel, stay, uncomfortable. And how would you put this together? I feel too uncomfortable to stay. I feel too uncomfortable to stay. Can you change that to the past? I felt too uncomfortable to stay. Very good. How about this one? She, not confident, express opinion. She, not confident, express opinion. And if she's not confident, then we can say she isn't confident enough to express her opinion. She isn't confident enough to express her opinion. And if we wanted to say that in the past, she wasn't confident enough to express her opinion. Very good. All right, let's try another one. They, and this is 4 words, they, situation, awkward, and continue. They, situation, awkward, and continue. How would you put it together? The situation is too awkward for them to continue. The situation is too awkward for them to continue. Excuse me. All right. Or if we want to use a past, the situation was too awkward for them to continue. All right, let's do another one. Excuse me. All right. I, first word, feel, second word, unsure, and respond. I feel, unsure, respond. So, are you ready? And I feel, unsure, respond. Let's see. I don't feel sure enough to respond. I don't feel sure enough to respond. Okay, let's try one more time. Another one. Listen to this one. He feel stuck and aside. He feel stuck and aside. So, if we're talking about him, he, third person singular, then you remember what you have to do to the verb. Let's put it together. He feels too stuck to the side. He feels too stuck to the side. All right. And the last one, listen to this. We not ready. Talk about it. We not ready. Talk about it. And what would we say? We're not ready enough to talk about it. We're not ready enough to talk about it. But we can also say we're ready enough to talk about it. Connotación positiva, connotación negativa. We're not ready enough to talk about it, or we are ready enough to talk about it. Afirmación. Okay, so let's do one last exercise. Listen to this very quickly. I'm going to say what I'm going to do is you're going to change, or you're going to choose the best sentence for the situation. Same situation, different focus. For example, you want to speak, but you stop yourself. You want to speak, but you stop yourself. So, how would you say this? I held back because I wasn't confident enough to speak. I held back because I wasn't confident enough to speak. What about this one? The situation feels wrong, but you stay silent. The situation feels wrong, but you stay silent. So maybe you can say, I was too uncomfortable to say anything. You didn't say anything. Although it was uncomfortable, it was too uncomfortable to say anything. All right. So now you can express when something is too much or when something is not enough. And now you know how that affects what you do and what you say and also how you feel. That's it for today. That's our conversation for today. Please remember to come back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Estás escuchando Vaughan Radio.
Este verano, ¿quieres que tus hijos se diviertan, vivan 1000 aventuras y además ganen fluidez en inglés, rodeados de naturaleza y con los mejores monitores angloparlantes Vaughan? Tráelos a nuestro Vaughan Summer Camps. Hay 4 ubicaciones diferentes para que elijas tu mejor opción. Con cabañas, actividades acuáticas, multiaventura, nuevos amigos y entornos increíbles donde aprenderán a resolver situaciones cotidianas en inglés sin darse cuenta. Más de 3000 niños viven nuestras inversiones cada año. Encuentra tu mejor Summer Camp sin salir de España. Ahora también en la playa. Llámanos al 917001199 y contrata tu mejor camp.
Come to learn with us at Vaughan.
¿Te apuntas? El inglés que necesitas ahora por mucho menos. Llega al outlet de Vaughan con libros y cursos de autoestudio que siguen más vigente que nunca.
Objetivo Inglés, Vaughan Certified completo, Speak English Now e Inglés en 10 pasos.
Además, libros desde €1.
Novelas con audio desde $3.50.
Libros infantiles desde €3.
Y mucho más.
Entra en vaughantienda.com.
Vaughan Outlet, aprende más,
pagando menos, hasta agotar existencias.
Mamá, papá, quiero aprender inglés.
Y si lo haces jugando, cantando y divirtiéndote con tus personajes Disney favoritos, apúntales a Disney English Vaughan, un curso mágico y efectivo donde los más pequeños aprenden inglés en un entorno de juegos y diversión. Además, este año conocerán de cerca la nueva casa de Mickey y vivirán las nuevas aventuras de Iron Man. No esperes más. Reserva su plaza en grupovaughan.com/Disney-English o llámanos al 911-335831. Grupo Vaughan, la aventura comienza aquí.
¿Quieres aprender inglés a tu propio ritmo y según tu horario? En Vaughan tenemos la solución perfecta para ti. Con las clases particulares online de Vaughan, disfrutarás de la máxima flexibilidad en tu aprendizaje del inglés. Tú eliges. ¿Prefieres centrarte en la conversación o en la gramática? No hay ningún problema. Con Vaughan puedes seleccionar la modalidad que más te convenga. Y no solo eso, sino que también tienes completa libertad para elegir el día, la hora y la duración de tus clases. ¿Solo tienes 25 minutos? Perfecto. En Vaughan nos adaptamos a ti. Visita grupovaughan.com hoy mismo y descubre cómo nuestras clases particulares pueden transformar tu forma de aprender inglés. Flexibilidad y calidad en la enseñanza del inglés a tu medida.
Una semana en un lugar apartado.
Nativos angloparlantes de todas partes del mundo, uno por cada estudiante.
Terminantemente prohibido hablar en español.
Actividades organizadas y conversaciones